Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Fan Appreciation Month here on Reaction and Review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking a look at a comedy anthology film from 2013. That movie is Movie 43. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, since this thing came out earlier this year, I do remember the ads that were plastered all over television for this movie. They only made 2 points in every one of those ads. The first one is that this thing has a massive cast. And the cast, in fact, is so massive that when they finally put it out on Blu-ray and DVD, their cover is just portraits of said cast. And I'm not about to challenge the size of this cast. There are tons of huge names on here. So we have that, all right? But the other point had to do with the type of humor which this movie has. Which the ads basically come right out and say, this is full of tasteless humor, and if you are easily offended, do not watch this. And I see that as a challenge. Because, guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm really into tasteless humor. I always have been, and I always will be. But guys, you have to really work hard in order to make tasteless humor funny. And I'm really curious if the people who worked on this were able to actually make it funny. Now, I know I have yet to hear a single positive thing about this from anybody. So this thing apparently has got a horrible, horrible rep before I even push play. But hey, I have been able to enjoy movies with a terrible reputation before. However, I am totally ready in case this thing is absolute crap. So, the only way, though, I'm going to find out if it is crap is if I shut up and I push play, and I'm going to do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Movie 43. Am I really listening to one guy tell another guy the etiquette for shitting on a woman's chest? Yeah, I am. That is totally the level of comedy this movie's working with. That is almost terrifying, guys. Okay, well, it's good to know that Superman stalks, Lois Lane and that his jizz is powerful enough to shatter glass. I really needed to know that, guys. I just absolutely did. Now, and I can now die happy. God. I'm really hoping, guys, for something funny to happen in this movie. I really genuinely am. You know, guys, I find this really funny. No, I don't. This movie's painfully unfunny. The only thing which is funny is how you can get a cast which is this big and this powerful and turn in something this absolutely horrifically terrible. I'm wondering how the fuck that's even possible, man. I happen to remember when this movie was being marketed, when it was in theaters, it was supposed to be offensive. I am not even wondering if this thing's ever going to get funny. I want it to get fucking offensive. Because nothing here has been in any way offensive. Everything here has barely even been crass. I want something that is going to offend the ever-loving crap out of me beyond the fact that this is the most unfunny comedy I've seen in a long goddamn time, guys. Thank you, fucking Jesus, this shit piece is done. No, shut up. I don't want to hear your fucking outtakes. Yes, guys, that was Movie 43. Jesus. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna say this right now. I am convinced that the only reason why they got such a sizable cast for this movie is because somebody over at 20th Century Fox probably had dirt on every single one of these actors, every single one of the directors who worked on this thing, and probably blackmailed them into fucking working on it. I see no conceivable way any member of this cast, be they a huge star or a little nobody. I see no conceivable reason for any of them to willingly work on something this absolutely retarded. Okay. I understand I'm getting off on the wrong foot and I'm kind of showing my hand early, but god damn it, we have to talk. Let's talk about the writing. As I stated before, this movie was trying to sell itself on being tasteless and being, just absolutely, crass. And okay, yes, it has nudity, it has swearing, it has fucking racial humor and all this other kind of stuff, but none of that is offensive anymore, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, all of that would have been offensive in like 1985. Most people nowadays have moved past that. Most people who watch plenty of movies, the sort of audience who they were trying to sell this shit to, are used to all of that. None of that is going to surprise them or shock them. If you want to be offensive, you need to do something new. And having a leprechaun who is absolutely fixated on cutting off people's balls is not new. Well, it's kind of new, but it's not funny. It's not interesting. Everything in this movie, guys, is not offensive. It is not, funny. It is just puerile bullshit that makes 12-year-olds giggle. That's literally all that's in this movie, and nothing else. There was maybe one line in the entire movie that made me kind of smile because it threw me off just slightly, but it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny, it wasn't witty. Mind you, the very fact that I can count the number of lines that made me smile on one goddamn hand, the very fact I can count the number of lines that were even half good in this thing, tells you how bad the writing in this thing is. Now, yes, if you are one of those people who finds the absolute most juvenile bullshit funny, then yeah, you are going to absolutely adore this. However, if you honestly expect just a little bit more out of your movie, you're not going to want to watch this. The writing is horrible. The writing is probably the worst element of this thing. Because you know what, guys? I don't even have to talk about acting. Because there's no way in hell anybody in this cast could have... Well, no, there are a few of them who could have turned in a bad showing, and they did. Because Justin Long still to this day cannot fucking act. I'm going to say that once more. And his segment is one that would probably have been really funny if it wasn't a whole bunch of hackneyed bullshit jokes that comic book fans have been making for decades, okay? Alright? It is not witty or new to make jokes about Superman stalking Lois Lane, making fucking references about his jizz being able to shatter fucking glass. None of this is new. None of this is funny. That right there, again, is the kind of thing which comic book fans were joking about when they were 10. Alright? It's not good. Guys, I could probably sit here for hours just picking every bit of the writing apart in this movie. Because, that is really the problem, guys, is, I will say this, the movie's framing, structure is some guy sneaks onto a movie lot and sells a series of little sketches at gunpoint. And that is quite literally the only way 20th Century Fox would have picked up something this absolutely horrendous, is if some dumb motherfucker walked onto their lot with a gun and said, I want you to buy my script. That is the only way Fox would have signed off on something like this. That also is probably the only way that they would have gotten most of the cast, is either by blackmail or at gunpoint. It's like, again, that is all just about the writing. But hey, I guess I can talk about the acting just a little bit more. As horrible as the writing is here, at least the cast, all of them being big name stars, at least all of them were able to keep everything professional and at least put in a halfway decent showing. None of them honestly were going, out there to absolutely wow everybody. No, that was never going to happen. However, at least they put in the effort to at least make their performances kind of work. At least work as well as the horrifically juvenile script was ever going to allow. Okay, so yeah, acting I really cannot comment on outside of a couple of people who I am convinced don't even know how to act in the first place. Because them I wasn't really shocked at all. So, we have that. We have acting, which is okay. Camera work here is done very, very competently. Lighting here is really good. The pacing on this, again, as absolutely horrific as the writing is, at least every single little sketch and every segment is short. It is short. All of it is short, sweet, and to the point. None of them honestly drag on for a really lengthy set of time. But all of them, again, and this all falls back into writing. Like, damn near every sketch has like one joke, and it hammers that joke again and again and again. Okay. The very first sketch, outside of the framing device, is Hugh Jackman has balls growing out of his neck. That's it. That is the one and only joke in that entire sketch. It goes for 5 minutes. It's one fucking joke, nothing else. Or correction. He has balls on his neck. The only person who seems to give a shit is his blind date. That's it. Every sketch is like that. It's one joke repeated over and over and over for about 5 minutes, and then we go back to either the framing structure, or we go to a fake fucking commercial. We go to something. And then we just move on to the next. So guess what? At least in terms of pacing, everything here is okay. Would have been nice if every sketch would have had more than just one joke. But hey, again, that falls back into writing. I'm going to try to avoid talking about writing with this stupid thing anymore, because otherwise I'm going to be here all fucking day. Alright. In short, guys, am I able to recommend movie 43? I can if you're 10. Because frankly, that's the only way you are going to enjoy the humor in this thing, is if you have the mindset of a child and can giggle at, basically like foul language, or if movies that have, or movies that have nudity still absolutely turn, you on, then yeah, you also get a little bit of that in here. However, if you have higher standards than that, if you have any standards when it comes to movies, you are not going to want to watch this. This movie is absolute torture. And I am very happy that it's done, because now because now all my fucking curiosity can be put to bed. I heard nothing but horrible things going into this. I still wanted to like it, and it couldn't even make me laugh. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, a comedy utterly fails when I cannot laugh at a single joke. And this thing, again, one line made me kind of smile. It didn't even, it honestly wasn't even good enough to like pull in a full-blown smile. This thing is absolute garbage, and anybody who actually wants to watch this, you guys go right ahead. I am not going to judge you. At least I'm not going to judge you to your face. Now, because this is Fan Appreciation Month, movie 43 came off the Amazon wishlist. The person who sent it in is a YouTuber, and his YouTube channel is Invicta Studios. You can find his YouTube channel. Again, I'm going to assume it's a he. I always assume it's a he unless you correct me. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Find his YouTube channel over at youtube.com/user/Invicta Studios. Swing over there, check out everything he has. By the way, dude, thank you, because I am willing to give most movies a chance. This one was one of those ones I really wanted it to be at least halfway good. And mind you, I still had my expectations set incredibly low going in, and it couldn't even clear those. This is one of the most unfunny comedies you could ever see. But again, dude, thank you, because I was curious, and, well, curiosity, oh god, curiosity's a bitch. That just, oh my fucking god. I need to go find something good. I know. I still have my Blu-ray of Blazing fucking Saddles to watch. I'm gonna go watch that. Why? Because I want to find a comedy that's actually funny. Okay? So yes, guys, with that we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.